Hello and welcome to the full stack web application development course, which will be based on the MERN stack and using generative AI. As you see here, this course will be split into multiple modules. The first one will be the basics. You will study, you'll get to know the web development basics. Basically, will introduce you to web application development and the various tools used to develop a web application. So basically we will try to understand the front end and back end of the web application development, and we'll give an introduction to the MERN stack and also the basics of generative AI. Okay. And we will also help you set up the tools like Visual Studio Code and how to use various development tools on the browser, and also we'll see generative AI tools like Windsurf and Cursor, along with various like ChatGPT, Gemini, and various other generative AI tools. Okay. For those who are new to web development, these basics of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are very important. You should not skip this. If you are already aware of this, it's good to quickly get an kind of brush up so that you can recollect the basics. So once the basics are good, then you can move on to the advanced topics. So basically we'll build, develop a simple page, static page about me, and we'll understand various tags, elements, and attributes used to build a web page. And as I said, we'll use an agentic IDE cursor to generate a simple HTML page. Okay, example your portfolio. Then we'll move on to the CSS, the cascading style sheet basics, styling with CSS. You will understand what are selectors, the properties, and the box model. And here we will use Windsurf to suggest the styles for the HTML page. Okay, and we'll give a demo. We'll create an about me page with various colors and layouts. Okay, then we'll move on to this very important aspect, the JavaScript. We'll try to understand this JavaScript language, variables, functions, events, and we'll also write a simple JavaScript. Basically, when you click a button, an alert should be displayed. Okay, and we will basically add some dynamic aspects into this about me page, and then we'll move on to little advanced topics, the control flow and your DOM. Basically an HTML page, you should understand the DOM and how do you manipulate. Okay, so again we'll build a mini app using all of these HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, and in each of the module we'll have a project. So here we are going to develop a static website, and we'll understand what is responsive design, how do you debug, and how do you enhance. So basically we'll create a personal site here. Okay, so this is about module 1, in which we will learn all the basics of web development. These will be short videos, maybe around 20 minutes or 30 minutes long, so that it will not be boring for you. You should practice. And okay, second module is again basics of databases and the backend basics. Okay, so we will try to understand what are databases, the SQL versus NoSQL, and we'll see, since we are going to work on MERN stack, MongoDB is part of that, so we'll understand what is MongoDB, and how do we actually install, and then how do we use that, okay, using various collection documents and various other aspects. Okay, then we'll move on to Node.js. Again, this Node forms the backend. Okay, so basically MERN, as M as MongoDB, E is Express, R is React, and then N is Node. So Node.js is again a very important piece. So we will try to understand what is Node, how do we use that to develop the backend. Okay, so you can see here we will build a simple database app using MongoDB and Node. Okay, then we'll move on to module 3, backend with Express.js. Okay, so Express is part of MERN, as I explained, and we will try to understand what is Express, how do we build RESTful APIs, and then how do we use MongoDB with Express, and again we'll build a simple project where we will see the various CRUD operations using APIs. Okay, we'll also try to understand what is Postman and to call these APIs. All right. Then moving on to module 4, this will be front end. Okay, again we are coming back. So having studied, understood the basics of front end, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you can start learning React. React basically, is an JavaScript framework which will help you build front end. Okay, so here again, as you see, components, props, these are all things which you will learn. Development of web pages will be much easier, and we'll try to understand what are hooks, styling in React, and how do you basically use that Express API, what you had written, call that here, and then again we'll build a small mini project. Okay, then having developed front end and back end, how do you link those? Okay, so that is what you will learn here. Linking React to Express MongoDB backend, and forms. How do you build forms using MERN stack, and also we'll develop a project. Okay, so module 6. So if you see here, we are slowly building, learning all the various aspects of full stack development, the front end, back end, linking, and then AI. Okay, how do you use AI? So this is where we will talk a lot about AI, how to call your LLMs within your applications, how to generate content, that kind of thing. Building a chat bot, various aspects of AI. Okay, and finally, once you build your application, you have to deploy that so that you can share it with your friends and to the world. Okay, so again, authentication. Say if you want to use login and sign up features. Then how do we do that? How do you deploy it? We are here trying to show you a free cloud deployment, but also you can deploy to various other clouds like Azure or AWS or Google Cloud. Okay. Yeah, so we will develop an application. You can see here all of these features. Now you should be good at HTML, CSS, JavaScript, database, Node, MERN, AI. That's it. And if you see here, you will have around 28, 30 videos, small videos, 7 modules. By the end of this course, you can call yourself as a full stack web application developer using MERN and Generative AI. That's the course content. See you in module 1 soon. Thank you for joining. Bye.